Yeah. What do you bring to the table? Good morning. Good morning. How you guys doing, man? Good morning to you here on this phenomenal planet. My girl, Lisa. Man, oh man. Oh, I got to put that in too. Good morning, man. While you guys are joining, man, go ahead and say hello. That's right, man. Southern hospitality. Good morning, billionaires. How are you guys doing today? Man, oh man. I didn't think I was going to do this morning, but here we are. We are absolutely going to do it this morning. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Today we're going to be talking about, man, what are we going to be talking about today? What do you bring to the table? That's right. What do you bring to the table here on the New Black Wall Street? Money talks and bullshit walks. That's right. Money talks and bullshit walks. Go ahead and hit the like button, the share button, the invite button, all that good stuff. If you like, we're broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram live this morning. So you can catch us across any of those platforms, and you can catch some replays if you happen to miss it. So if you're watching this later on, you put a console hashtag replay so we know you paid attention. You checked this out this morning. Hey, we're not going to delay, guys. We're going to get right into this thing, man. I'd stop waiting. Let's get right into this thing, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life. Economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. Here's your host.
Hey, grand rising to you, billionaires. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the New Black Wall Street. That's right, our feature presentation, Money Talks and Bullshit Walks. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator and CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. That book there is a study of Black wealth. That book there is a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if, by the way, but if you do, I recommend that you study wealthy people. Oh, I see you, Miss AA is in the house. AA is in the house. I'm grateful, thankful, happy to be alive on this day. Absolutely, grand rising to you guys. What's going on, Miss Selena? How you doing? Good morning to you. Thanks so much for joining. I don't know. This thing always sometimes it takes a little while to load up. We're gonna give it a couple more seconds. And we're gonna get going. There you go. That's right, my beautiful people of the Black Billionaires Club. That there's a book, A Study of Black Wealth, Study of 12 Richest Black People in the World Today. You can grab your copy by simply going to theblackbillionairesclub.com. That's right, theblackbillionairesclub.com. You can pick up the hard copy. You can pick up the ebook if you like. Also, it's available in French and it's an ebook and audiobook in French. So our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. That was a study, man, and we found out a little bit about what the uber wealthy looks what those that look like us who happen to be uber wealthy and what they have gone through, been through, all that good stuff in order to get there. And I would just believe, again, if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if. But if you do, I recommend that you study wealthy people. Today's episode has been brought to you by ERGJ Black Bazaar. That's our sponsor for today. Of course, you can be a sponsor to this show too if you so wish. Just make sure you inbox us, let us know we talk to you about our sponsorship packages. ERGJ Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric marketplace, specializes in Afrocentric home decor, personal care products, and then also Black art inspired gifts. They have a new featured product that's out now, guys. We'll show it to you. You just come on down to the website, click on accessories there. You come on over to the Black art purse and wallet set. Look at that right there. And look at this. This is a top seller yesterday. That Black Queen wallet with the Black Queen leather handbag and purse, guys. So you can pick up your set only for $60, guys. You can go check out ERGJ Black Bazaar for your Black art inspired gifts. Great gifts for the holidays. You can find it at ERGJ Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric marketplace. Check out the website. Simply going to the website. Oh, there we go. Simply going to the website at www.ergjblackbazaar.com. www.ergjblackbazaar.com. All right, my beautiful people, man, we're going to get right into it today, man. We're going to kick it off with our daily motivations for African-American success. That's right, daily motivations for African-American success. written by none other than the Black author, Mr. Dennis P. Kimbrough. That's right, Dennis P. Kimbrough. And today's title, which is going to be the title of our show today, is What Do You Bring to the Table? What do you bring to the table? Now, that's a great question to ask, beautiful people. What is it that you bring to the table? Now, here is our quote today. It comes from Ruth B. Love, who was an educator. Ruth B. Love, who is an educator. Good morning, Instagram. How are you? And she says this, and I quote, "The roots of happiness grow best in the soil of service." The roots of happiness grow best in the soil of service. Everybody put in the comments on service. In the soil of service. Here's our passage today. Before I do that, guys, I just want to make sure. How did you guys' weekend go, by the way? Did you have a wonderful weekend? Did you have a prosperous weekend? Keep telling people that weekends are made to get rich. Did you get rich this weekend? Did you earn more this weekend than you spent? See, once you get into a place where you start earning more on the weekend than you spend, then you know that you're actually moving towards wealth. And every weekend that goes by that you spend more than you earn, you know that you're moving towards poverty. And this is a decision that you make. Are you going to move you and your family towards prosperity and wealth? Or are you going to make decisions each and every weekend that's going to move you and your family closer to poverty? Wealth or poverty? As for me and my house, we choose wealth. As for me and my house, we choose prosperity. As for me and my house, we choose thriving, not just surviving. What about you? Black wealth is a black choice. And every weekend, $1.7 trillion spending power in a black community, and every weekend, we make choices, consciously or unconsciously, that either take you closer to prosperity or closer to poverty. Which one is it for you and your house? What do you bring to the table? The pastor today, man, let's get it. Let's get our motivation from our brother, Mr. Dennis P. Kimbrough. Let's get it. What do you bring to the table? Do you add value to the lives of others? Do you bring peace, understanding, or knowledge? Perhaps you think you can continue to take while providing nothing in return. After all, doesn't everybody do it? It doesn't hurt. You're wrong. It does hurt. The following story proves my point. An African chief invited the men of the tribe to a great feast. All the food will be provided, he announced, but each of you must bring a jug of wine. Ali wanted to attend the feast, but had no wine to give. His wife suggested, "You could buy a jug of wine. It's not too expensive." "How foolish," Ali cried, "to spend money where there is a way to go free. Rather than wine, I will carry water in my jug. No one will notice. It won't hurt to add one jug of water to the great pot of wine." On the day of the feast, his guests gathered in the chief's home. As each man entered the tribal grounds, he poured his jug of wine into a large earthen pot. Ali carefully added the contents of his container, greeted the chief, and joined the others. When all the guests had arrived, the chief commanded the servants to fill everyone's glass. As the chief blessed the feast, his guests raised their glasses and drank. Suddenly, a cry of disbelief arose from the crowd. What they tasted was not wine, but water. Each guest had decided that his jug of water would not spoil the pot of wine. It is certain, when we take out more than we give, when we sneak by without giving our best, it hurts us all. It hurts us all. Grand Rising to you, Mr. Scott. How are you, Miss Goodrich? Thanks so much for joining. Mr. Consistent is up in the house. Double A. What's going on, Queen? What do you bring to the table? Now, we'll be talking about that this morning. Because some of us are what I would call delusional. Because we'll say, "Oh, I bring this, I bring that, I add all this value." But when you start talking to the people that you're connected to, they be like, "I ain't seen that." What do you bring to the table? And here's our affirmation of the day. Here's what you want to allow to take root into your subconscious, your heart. And then you can grow and develop. You can start to actually live stuff out. by repeating it over and over and over again until it brings forth a harvest into your life. Repeat after me. Today and every day, my motto is giving more than is expected is always expected. I know, you know what? No, you're right, no, Brian. I'm on the wrong. What's the day? Well, we're going to read 2 today. How about that? I'm reading the wrong day, but we're going to read 2 today. We're going to get it in twice. Today and every day. My motto is giving more than is expected is always expected. Right? Great. What's going on, Hadrian? What's going on, Mr. Carter? Thanks so much for joining. This is a great conversation, isn't it? But anyway, let's do it again, guys. We got 2 affirmations today because I'm on the wrong day, but it don't matter because I'm on the right day. This is what God wanted us to talk about the first half of the show, and we'll get to the other half of the show. How about that? We just keep it moving. Today and every day, my motto is giving more than is expected is always expected. What do you bring to the table? Let's do it again for the people in the back. Repeat after me. Our first affirmation of the day. We're going to get 2 today. Today and every day. My motto is giving more than expected is always expected. Now, beautiful people, what do you bring to the table? Let's go back to what we talked about in the very first one of the passage. Do you add value to the lives of others? Now, in the comments below, I'd like for you to just think of one thing, one asset, one attribute, one piece of value, one service, I don't know, that you're adding value to the lives of others. Now, here's the interesting thing. Because there's a lot of different ways. Let's break this down just a little bit, right? So let's look at. Let me ask you this first thing. What's a service? Let's talk about a service that you bring to the table, that you offer, that adds value to the lives of others. In the comments below, I'd like for you to share a service that you provide, that you offer, that you give, right? Whether you give it away or whether you charge for it, doesn't matter. But it's a service that you can provide that provides value to others. Let's start there. A service. A service. Now, what's a service? A service is meant to make people's lives easier. A service is meant to make a job more efficient. A service that you provide that brings value to the lives of others. In the comments below, name one service, because I know you got many. I know y'all are complex people, especially if in the BBC, you got a whole bunch of services. What's one service that you provide, that you offer, that you give, that makes the lives of others, that brings value to the lives of others? Everybody put in the comments below value. Value is so important. And while you guys are typing, I know I talk fast and you type. What's going on, Miss Agent? Say you read this yesterday. Good morning to you, Mr. Tate. Right? Good morning to you, Miss Almanor. A service. Good morning to you, Mr. Antoine Lowry. Good morning to you, Mr. Peter Grant. Thanks so much for joining. Good morning. Good morning, Miss. I was trying to see. Good morning, Miss Tamika. What's a service that you offer, that you provide, that you give, that brings value to the lives of others? We're talking about, and on the first half of our show, what do you bring? What value or what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? Miss Double A said, man, financial education is a service that I provide, right? That brings value to them. I teach people about money. Debbie O'Shaughnessy, no doubt about it. I bring great food. Oh my goodness. Woo, Lord. Matter of fact, Debbie, I'm coming out there today. I gotta give you some more some different stands for your orders. Bring great food, right? Right? And Double A said, man, it's not so complex. I love to help others. Anybody else? What's a service that you provide, that you offer, that you give, that brings value to the lives of others? What do you bring to the table? We're just going to start with a service. We're going to break this down a little bit. right? Mark Daniels said that we provide dessert options for restaurants. I think, Mark, that's more of a product, but we'll call it a service. Do you deliver? Now, delivery is a service, right? A service. Okay, pretty other on the rise said fingernails care. So you bring the care for fingernails, a service. You keep that, you know what I'm saying? Can you take care of my cuticles? Can you take care of my cuticle for me today, please, Queen? Okay, I need my cuticles. I need my cuticle done. All right. Matter of fact, Miss Pretty on the rise. Oh, I got some manicure sets you might want to sell. You taking care of fingernails, right? What service, right? Tamika Jones said creative services for businesses. Creative services for business. That's fantastic. Now, Tamika, I will say, if you say creative services for business, that's going to lead people to ask, well, what is these creative services? So you might want to be a little bit more detailed than that, because I don't know, people know what the hell creative services for businesses are. They're going to go all over the place thinking about your creative services, right? So be a little bit more specific. What service? Again. So Yvette, you said money. Well, money isn't a service. That's a product. So if you're just bringing money, you're just paying for stuff, I guess that's a product, right? It's not a service, but I get you, right? You're going to bring money to the table, right? We're just talking about services. These things that you offer. These are things that you do. These are things that you might give of some sort, a service. Jeff Armandor said, man, I enjoy helping others and motivating others mentally and emotionally, right? Yes, right. Debbie, you do have her info. I sent you her info, but I'll send it to you if you need me to send that to you, Mr. Mika Jones, CEO of Big Sis Media, by the way, to help you with your businesses, help all the stuff that you see that be going on with ERGJ Black Bazaar. Yeah, that's the brainchild behind it, Mr. Mika Jones. So don't think that I do it. I don't do it by myself. I got a team. It ain't team me, it's team we. Okay. I enjoy helping others and motivating others, right? So you bring some type of service of hope, uplifting, right? Anybody else? A service. We're talking about what do you bring to the table. Now, here's the thing, guys. I know sometimes it's difficult for us to think about how great we are. And I'm gonna say it like that. Because some of us, we say, man, it's like it's something wrong with me recognizing my own greatness, owning my own greatness, and accepting my own greatness. Okay. Oh yeah, Miss Pretty. Yeah, we got some nail supplies. Absolutely. Right? But owning your greatness, you're like, man, out of my greatness, out of what I've been blessed with, I'm able to make a difference and impact, right? And I'm like, oh, Mr. Mark Daniels. Okay, I'll get you Mr. Mark Daniels info as well. Okay, yeah, because y'all supposed to connect. Y'all supposed to talk. Y'all both doing cheesecake in different cities. Right, yeah, that's going to be great. Y'all can start bouncing some stuff. That's going to be a great think tank on how to level up your businesses in your respective cities, and then as part of being a BBC, how to level up collectively. That's absolutely phenomenal. Matter of fact, everybody put in the comments on congratulations. Mr. Mark Daniels want to go ahead and give you. We don't wait till you pass away to give you roses. Congratulations to Mr. Mark Daniels and his wife in Wichita. They won the Entrepreneur of the Year award. I saw. So congratulations. I know that and you've shared your story, but I know that leap of faith to really bounce all into entrepreneurship for the Wichita Cheesecake Company, Black-owned company in Wichita, Kansas, I believe, Wichita, Kansas, and to win the Entrepreneur of the Year award from whatever organization gave you award. You're getting a cyber clap, Mr. Daniels. Keep up the good work, okay? All right, Mr. Landscape Lowry. I help those who are in trouble with foreclosure investors to invest rental property and to fix and flips. Right? Let's see what else we got. Oh, Mr. Consistent said tax advice to close friends and family. I have 10 years of what? I did not know that, Mr. Consistent. You got 10 years of IRS experience. We all need your information. Your information, not your information, your information, okay? Mr. Consistent. See, this is what I'm saying. See, it's important that we begin to share with others how we can add value to their lives. As long as I've known Mr. Consistent, he has been consistently not telling me he offers tax advice. He's been consistent in not sharing that part. Well, we got a tax, I'm not going to call him a tax advisor. We have a consultant within the BBC, that can give you that can help you from his 10 years of IRS experience. Okay? Okay, now I'm reloaded. Mr. Tate, he said mobile barbering concierge, financial education, business and personal life coaching using the mastermind principles. You know what I do. Absolutely, Mr. Tate. But there's other people who don't know what you do. Right? The service that you can offer brings value to the lives of others. Ms. Good said, man, visionary and motivation of other people's business owners. Right? Now, let's take this a step further. I know you do, bro. We all do. Let's take this a step further. So now I just asked you about services and what you bring to the table. Now let's talk about this. Let's talk about your character. Right? Character is more valuable than services because how you do something is how you do everything. So what's a characteristic about you? An attribute about you? Jesus would say this, the Beatitudes or Beatitudes, or however he said it. I call it Beatitudes. What's a Beatitude about you that brings value to the lives of others? What do you bring to the table? Now, here's the deal. We know quite a few people who bring bad attitudes to the table. And of course, we're not talking to them this morning because they wouldn't tune in anyway. Because they don't want to have a positive attitude. They want to find something good and negative to wake up to this morning. So they're scrolling their timeline right now, trying to find something good and negative to argue about. Good and negative to have a conversation about. Good and negative to start talking about, because this is how they start their day, not you. So I want to know in the comments below, what's an attitude, a characteristic, an attribute about you that brings value to the lives of others? What are we going to make? Now, I was talking to her. I know I talk fast and type. I was talking to a sister last night. And, she's supposed to come by. She's supposed to take care of some stuff. She couldn't make it, right? She called. She's drained, stuff like that. She said, man, I'm going to go home and stuff, but I do want to ask you a question. So I said, but she said she did all this stuff. She said, but before I ask you a question, just let me know if I need to answer it tonight or maybe tomorrow, because see, I'm kind of mentally drained. And every time I talk to you, you make me think. That's what she said. You make me think. And I was like, okay, well, maybe you're basically saying you don't really want to think tonight. I don't know. I guess you want to turn your brain off. I don't know how you do that. But I told her you should ask the question. I told her we'll talk about it tomorrow. Right? How many guys got people in your life that make you think? Woo! I tell you, that's one of the characteristics about me, that are the service that I bring, is I make people think. Now, why do I do that? Because I realize that every answer that you would ever need, every solution to every problem that you got, you already have. You just have to think. And sometimes you just need that confidant to help pull it out of you, or at least listen long enough until you find it yourself. That's one of the biggest attributes. One of the main ones for me is I simply make people think. All right, let's see what you guys talking about here. Mr. Anton Laurie over Instagram said, if you need land, property, mobile home, South Carolina, inbox me. Hey, here we go. Landscape Live. I already knew. I'm full of positive energy and excitement when I'm talking about my service and products that makes people get excited and that makes them want to even work with me or buy any of my products. Right? Congratulations, Mr. Mark Lauer. Congratulations, Mr. Mark Dan. Congratulations. Right? What's an attribute or characteristic or beatitude about you that you bring to the table that brings value to the lives of others? What do you bring to the table? Rolando said, man, I'm still searching. I failed to fit any of the beatitudes, my personal opinion. I need help in that area. Okay. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be I just mentioned that. That's just what he mentioned. But what attitude, the part of your character makeup, who you are, your personality, the value that you bring to the lives of others. Now, Mr. Tate, you kind of do the solo dolo thing, but I could tell you what you bring, but I don't want to tell you. I want you to tell us what you think you bring, based upon your personality, based upon your character, based upon who you are, right? That brings value to the lives of others. Never said, man, I'm always seeing good in others. Double A. Double A says, hey, I'm always taking responsibility for the energy I bring to someone and or their environment. Right? Everett said products to the table as well. Everett said mindset when people think. Okay. Mark Daniel said, dedicated to being better. I'm always willing to help. I definitely would agree with that. Mr. Mark Daniel, he's like, hey, y'all need some help? Give me a call. I'm always willing to help. Mr. Landscape Lauer said, I also treat everyone like they're the most important person in the world, and they really feel like that, and that draws them. Right? I make people feel like they're the most important person in the world, and that really draws them, right? And they really feel like they are. Now, how many guys know there's a difference between, putting fake in the funk, which is what a lot of people do, versus being genuine, and really genuine in your approach with how you deal with people. Like, do you even like people? That's a great question, by the way. Because I can tell you, man, if you don't like people, it's going to be hard for you to like the money that comes from their hand, because they ain't going to give it to you. Do you even like people? Do you even like yourself? Right? Do you even like yourself? I'll tell you a characteristic about me that I bring to the table. I'm honest. I am brutally honest. People don't come to me when they want to get the flim-flam. They come to me when they want my honest opinion, whether it's the truth or not. I will be honest with you. So don't be the person that comes and asks me a question, because you will get an answer, whether you like it or not. You asked, here you go. Here's what I think. Right? I'm honest. People like that. They like honest, real. They respect that. Right? Anybody else? Got 16 people watching, not 16 people participating. Isn't that interesting? We're talking about what you bring to the table. And I know, and here's the deal. I know it's difficult because we don't really think about ourselves very much, often enough. We don't look in the mirror and say, man, look how fearfully and wonderfully made I am. Oh, look what God has done with me. Look who I have grown look who I have become. Look who I have become. Everybody put in the console, become. Look who I have become. And then you can take it a step further. Not only look who I have become, look who I am becoming. See, because we can change. We got the power to do that. Look who I become. This is who I am. This is the reality. This is out of all my decisions, out of all the things that have happened in my life, look who I become as a person, as an individual. And then look who I'm becoming. How many guys know that you are still becoming? How many guys know that you have not yet arrived? Look who I become, but also look at who I am becoming. Now let's talk about that, who you're becoming. A lot of who you are becoming has to do with who you hang around. If you look at your life, you say, man, this is the end of the decade. 10 years ago, were you still hanging around the same type of people that you're hanging around today? Look who you have become. Look who you are becoming. Have you changed your circle? And when I say circle, it doesn't necessarily have to be the people, because the people that you're hanging around, they could have advanced. They could have evolved. They might do different, think different, be different. Look who you become, but also look at who you're becoming. Right? AA said, man, I have integrity and humility with a smile. He said, yes, you are honest. I love straight shooters, right? Look who I become. Who are you hanging around when it comes to your becoming? What are you reading when it comes to your becoming? What are you watching on TV or YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, whatever it is, your media outlets? Look who you're becoming. See, the sum of all that stuff, what you read, what you listen to on the radio, whatever the case may be, what you watch, who you hang around, right? What organizations or groups are you a part of, right? You want to be in business? Have you joined into business groups? Look who you're becoming. You're in financial education. Okay, well, are you taking financial education classes? Are you in financial workshops? Are you a part of these? Are you on LinkedIn, a part of some of these financial education groups? On Facebook, part of some of these financial literacy groups, or whatever the case may be. Look who you have become, but also look at who you are becoming. And I think one other question to ask as it relates to this topic: what do you bring? What value? What do you bring to the table? Here's another question, next level question. What do you want to bring to the table? In the comments below, I'd like for you to share something that you don't currently bring, that you would like to bring to the table. Let me say that again. There's something in this world. There's something you're going after. You don't currently bring it. You don't have the skills, or you haven't learned it. You don't have the knowledge, or you haven't become it. You haven't really developed that attribute, right? It's something that you want to bring, but you're not currently bringing. What's that? And we're talking about development now. What is it that you would love to bring to the table, but you're currently not bringing to the table because you haven't become yet? In the comments below, I'd like for you to share that one thing. That one thing. Now, notice I'm not going to give you any caveat as far as where that is, because, you know, some of us, we got something we want to bring that's a part of who we are becoming. Some of us, it might be a service that we want to add to what we do as a business. For others, it might be a product. We're saying, hey, I'm going to add this. See, and I know y'all going to take the easy way out. See, the easy way is to talk about the service or the product that you like to bring. I'm telling you, the hard way is the character that you're working on. See, my mentor taught me this. He said this, Les Brown. He says that if you want your life to be easy, you do what's hard. But if you want your life to be hard, you do what's easy. And I'm so glad I'm connected to brothers and sisters who do not take the easy way out. They'll take the hard look in the mirror. They'll say, you know what? Here's something about me that I want to change. Here's something about me that I want to bring to the table. But I'm not bringing it to the table right now because I got some growing to do. Some maturation to take place. I've got some development that needs to happen. What's that for you? Mr. Lantern Lawrence said, I'm becoming a young billionaire, successful businessman, a real estate investor. I say that every night, every single morning, and every single night. Miss Pretty on the right said, I want to bring Black collectivity, right? Miss Lena said, I want to bring confidence. That's so real, man. I want to bring confidence. Mr. Tate said, man, I'm bringing immovable faith. I mean, the kind of faith I'm going to be bringing, I mean, my goodness, right? What do you want to bring to the table that you're not currently bringing to the table, but you're working on it? It's coming. It's coming. Mr. Dark Dane said, man, you know, I want to broaden my teaching abilities. Yeah, Mr. Danes, you know, we got to get back on 2020. That's right, 2020. Mr. Mark Dad is going to be doing going to be teaching some business development for the BBC. That's going to get a start. He's going not a start. I mean, he's going to continue, right? And that's going to be his some of his training ground. So he can take that same material and then boom, now he's got another stream of income he's teaching to the world. Here's some things that happen in the Black Billionaires Club, by the way. You can actually develop if you want to. And that's the decision that many people got to make. They got to decide to participate. They got to decide what they want, and then we can help them get there. This line is, I want to bring myself becoming a mentor to the. I want to bring myself becoming a mentor to the youth. Anybody else? Something you're saying, you know what? I recognize some things that I bring to the table, but I recognize some things that I don't currently bring, but I want to bring. I'm planning to bring. I'm going to bring to the table. That's going to bring value into the lives of others. All right. Bring value to the lives. I'll give you a couple more seconds to answer that because I know I talk faster than you type. We're talking about bringing value. Now, I guess we're going to get to what we're supposed to be talking about this morning. Yeah, something that you can use. Something that you can use. Let's see here. Creative. Become loving and grateful to others. Miss Goodrich. All right, something that you can use. All right, now, I'm sorry, we'll go. Now I got Mr. Scott. We on track now. We're on track, man. Something that you can use. All right. Here's our quote from this part. This is from Daily Motivation for African American Success. So we just talked about what you bring to the table. Now we're going to talk about something that you can use. I guess it's all connected, right? Here's our quote. Comes from Madam C.J. Walker, one one of the renowned millionaires for our people. Madam C.J. Walker goes on to say this, and I quote, "The value of our lives depends on how we use them." The value of our lives depends on how we use them. Tamika Jones said, man, I want to bring more of a social presence, become an influencer and expert in what I do. I want to bring more of a social presence, become an influencer and an expert in what I do. All right? The value of our lives depends on how we use them. Isn't that interesting? We start talking about use, the use of something, the use of something. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. None of us, I don't believe, wants our life to go by without us having used it to its full potential. And here's our passage for this section here. Let's read. We all wonder at some point why we've been placed on earth and what is the purpose of life, or what the purpose of life is. Of course, there are various views on this subject. The first view holds that we should do everything possible to reach our full potential, that we should strive to be the best that we can be. The second view holds that we live to glorify the Creator. The third view holds that we live to serve our fellow man. Jesus of Nazareth, Claire, Mother Hale, Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King are all examples of people who committed their lives to the service of others. An elderly woman recently asked me to retrieve a box of letters from her dresser drawer. As I removed the letters, I saw a beautiful quilt in the drawer. When I asked about the quilt, she told me to take it out and look at it. It was a masterpiece. She told me her grandmother had made the quilt as a wedding gift years ago. When I asked why she did not have it on her bed, she said, "Oh, it's too beautiful to use." How sad she felt her gift was better hidden in a drawer, preserved, than used. Let me stop right there. There's some who may watch this at some point in time, and this same quote may apply to you. Do you feel that you're too beautiful? You're too handsome. You're too pretty. You're too intelligent. You're too smart. You're too such and such to be used. And because you were too, let's just call it extra. Everybody put in console extra. Because you're too extra, you hide all your gifts, your talents, and your abilities in the drawer. And don't use them because you're too extra. Whether you believe your purpose in life is to reach your full potential, to glorify your Creator, or to serve others, it can only be achieved through personal sacrifice, persistent effort, and cooperation with others. You must find something bigger and grander than yourself, a cause that stirs your emotions like no other. Our Creator gave humanity a beautiful gift, the most beautiful gift in the world. I hope yours is something that you will use. I hope yours is something that you will use. Here's our second affirmation of the day. It's going to allow it to take root to our subconscious, our heart, and then repeat it over and over and over again until it brings forth a harvest into our life. Repeat after me. Today, I will analyze my talents and establish goals that make use of them. Again, let's do this affirmation. Again, repeat after me. Today, I will analyze my talents and establish goals that make use of them. Let's do it one more time for the people in the back, the people in the way back. We got to let the world know we're serious about this thing. We're serious about development. We're serious about getting better. We're serious of making use of our lives. Repeat after me. Today, I will analyze my talents and establish goals that make use of them. Isn't this interesting, beautiful people? You and I, we are talented individuals. I mean, Jennifer, you are talented. I mean, Miss Goodrich, you are talented. Tamika Jones, oh, you are super talented. Selena Hunt, a Spoonie, I'm sorry, oh my goodness, how talented of a queen you are. Mr. Mark Daniels, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Mr. Antoine Lauer, oh my goodness, how talented you are, brother. Miss Pretty on the rise, you are pretty on the rise, and how talented you are, queen. Mr. Rolando Tate, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, how talented you are. You're talented. But are you establishing daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, decade-long, generation-long goals to make use of your talent? So talented, so much promise, so much potential. All things are possible. You can do anything you want. However, it's hard to accomplish much of anything for the people or the person or the individual or the race or the community that won't establish goals that make use of their talents. Now, this is so important for us to capture this morning. I'm not just talking about establishing goals, because some of us, would you agree, we establish goals that don't make use of our talents. In other words, something like this. Hey, my goal today is to smoke 5 blunts today. I mean, that's a goal. I don't know if it's going to actually make use of my talents. I guess I'm a great blunt roller, but I'm just saying. What are you saying? So we do establish goals. We wake up and we want to accomplish something, even if that something is nothing all day long. But are we establishing goals that'll make use of our talent? I'm telling you this statement right here. As we establish monthly, weekly, daily goals to make use of our talent, now we go from potential to production. We go from maybe, could be, someday, soon, one day, to execution, to done, son. We establish goals. And I miss Mr. Lowry, me and Mr. Lowry talked about it. Like this is 2020, right? Year 2020, January 1st, we got a couple things we got going on. Obviously, there's a lot of people that's going to do vision parties and all this stuff. We're not doing vision parties this year, 2020, next year, or whatever. No, we're doing goal-getting parties. We're going to establish some goals, and then we're going to get up, get out, and go get something. It's one thing to see it. It's another thing to go get it. That's what we're doing in the BBC. Right? Some other things that we're doing this year, 2020, right? Establishing goals. I'm talking about the goals that we've established as a club. For those that are part of the club, if you're part of BBC, go and put in the comments on hashtag BBC. There's some people that don't understand how we roll. Right? We got the 3rd annual Black Billionaires Club extravaganza that's going to be happening in April. That's a goal. We're going to start. It's going to make it. It's going to be bigger and better than it was last year or this year, 2019. We got a savings challenge that's taking place starting in January. Right? Mr. Save-A-Lot's coming back. He's been on a 5-year hiatus, leading people to save, right, for a rainy day, leading people to pay themselves first. We got to lead by example, right? Establishing goals and then walking those things out. Establishing goals that will make use of your talents. This is next level conversation. Establishing goals that'll make use of your talents. What did you say? I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up on the comments here. Mark Allison, the affirmation. Jennifer said, Evan, your talent. Thank you for sharing with everyone. Absolutely. Mr. Mark Daniels. I'm working harder than ever to develop consistency, right? Today I was telling, that's right, Miss Goodrich. That's right. BBC is in the house. Miss Monica, I totally understand. Absolutely. BBC is in the house, right? Establishing goals that will make use of your talents. I'm going to challenge you right now. because we got 2 months left before the end of a decade. I want you to establish an end of the year goal that will make use of your talent. I want you to make it challenging, not something easy, because we don't take the easy way out. I want you to push yourself in whatever area you know it's time for you to push yourself. So our deadline, we already got the deadline. The timeline is end of the year, 12/31/2019, or end of the decade, 12/31/2019. And it's time for you to step up and say, you know what? I'm going to get this done by the end of the year. I'm going to get this done by the end of the decade. This is not coming into the new decade with me. Now, it could be a financial goal. It could be a character development goal. It could be a business goal. I know it could be it don't matter. It could be a weight loss goal. It could be, I don't know. I don't know what's important to you. But what I do know is that you're talented. What I do know is that you can do it. What I do know is that you got greatness on the inside of you. What I also understand is that sometimes you just need to be pushed outside of your normal, regular life, into outside of the average life, into the above average life. See, this is what I believe that Harriet Tubman, the movie just came out, by the way. Here's what I believe that she was doing. It wasn't just about freeing slaves, because there was plenty of slaves who did not want to be free. What it was about saying, hey, I'm coming back to pull you forward. Everybody put it down, so pull forward. I'm coming back. And I'm going to keep coming back to pull you forward. How many guys got some Harriet Tubman in your genes? You got Harriet Tubman running in your blood. You're coming back to pull other people forward. You didn't leave. You developed. You grew. But you're coming back. You've come back. And you keep coming back to try to pull as many people as you can. As many people as want to go. Pull them forward. Right? Establishing your goals and make use of your talents. So in the comments below, for those who have the courage, those who want to do a little thinking in the next 10 minutes, I'm giving you some time, because it's not always easy, because we're not always thinking about, oh man, what is it that I need to get done by the end of this year? What is it that I procrastinated on day after day, month after month? I said it in January, still ain't got it done, and it's November. I'm not asking you to come up with something new. I'm asking you to complete what you already started. That's what I'm asking you to do. Something that you thought about, but you didn't put no energy into. Something that you know you're supposed to have already done. It's called delayed obedience, which is actually disobedience. And your blessings are waiting on you to execute. What's that for you? What's that one thing that you know you can't bring with you into 2020? That's one thing that you know can't go past the end of this year. That one thing about you or through you that you know cannot be brought with you into the next decade. What's that for you? You're saying, you know what? I'm going to leave 2019. I'm going to leave the 2010s in 2010. It can't come with you to the next year. It can't come with you to the next decade. It's got to be done. It's got to get done, son. What's that for you? What's your end of the year goal for you? For you, for your business, for your development, for your whatever. And again, I'll preface this by saying that most people are going to take the easy way out. Right? They're going to talk about stuff that's outside of themselves. I'm telling you, the most difficult thing becomes the most rewarding thing. And that's who you need to become. Who you need to become. Who this part of you that you got to let go. This part of you that you must overcome. This part of you that you've been succumbing to, and you just keep on succumbing to it. You've been coming around the mountain when you come. It's a part of you that must become. And you can't take it with you into the next decade. You can't take it with you into the next year. End of this year, by the end of this year, you're saying enough is enough. What's that for you? See, we'll talk about what 2020 is to be for us later on. We'll talk about the great things that God has in store for us for the next decade. Well, let's not move to the next decade until we finish this decade. It's a very simple question I'm asking you to think about and answer for us today. And you may not be able to answer it in the comments, but if you can, what must you finish? Everybody put in the console hashtag finish in capital letters. What must you finish by the end of this year? Woo! All right, man. Pull forward, pull forward, pull forward, pull forward, pull other people forward. Mardan said, man, my revenue goals are already set $25,000 for the next 2 months each. Man, great goals, man. Y'all doing a wonderful job at Wichita Cheesecake Factory. I can't wait till I can get something delivered. But until then, I'm going to go over up to Taste of Sweet and Spicy and get my little cheesecake. Right? Lack of self-confidence. You want to improve your self-confidence, okay? Self-loathing can't go with you into 2020. All right? What's going on, Sir Marketer? How you doing? I miss you with your exercise classes, all right? Basically, to continue to build on the things that have helped me thus far to build my confidence. No more multi-level marketing for me. I hear that. And Selena, we'll talk about this thing, this confidence thing, right? I'll tell you this. Building your self-confidence, anything that you guys say, if you're going, let's just talk about building your self-confidence. So building your self-confidence means that if you're really serious about it, that means that when things come that you would normally shy away from, you're going to do it anyway. And I don't know, but I would have a question for you, and we'll talk about this offline. You can probably just inbox me if you like, or set up an appointment. I've been telling you guys, BBC, you get an appointment. Set your appointment so we can have this conversation. What is it? You say build your confidence. Well, I think it's important that we determine what scares you the most. It's probably one thing that you fear the most that keeps popping up, right? And it causes you to shrink when it's time for you to be bold or it's time for you to be confident in whatever it is. It's probably one thing. It's probably only one thing. And it's the thing that you fear the most. And guess what? That comes upon you. Why? Because you keep thinking about what you fear about. Right? Right? It's the things that you fear most that comes upon you. Because those are the things that you typically think about the most. And what you think about, you bring about. You see, and again, hopefully the affirmations help. But see, I think about success all day long. I think about winning all day long. I think about taking people's money all day long. And guess what happens for me all day long? I do those things. I have success, I win, and I get people's money all day long. That's all I think about. Now, there was a time where I wasn't confident in that. There was a time back in the day when I come to the race, well, I didn't know what I know today. There was a time, right? But my will to succeed overcomes my fear of failure. My will to succeed is greater than my fear of failure. And there's another way that you can say this, especially if you're in the church. Greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. Well, what's in the world? Fear. What's in me? Confidence. So is greater is he. The confidence that's in me is greater than he or the fear that's in the world. I would submit to you, Miss Mooney, that you say that each and every day, all day, until it's revealed to you. Greater is he, the confidence that's in me. Greater is he that's in me that's in the world. Greater is the confidence that's in me than the fear that's in the world. I'm telling you, you just start saying it. I'm talking about say it for breakfast, say it for lunch, say it for dinner. You gotta talk yourself into belief sometimes. Let's not talk about building confidence. Let's talk about the greater that's in you. Sometimes you got to talk yourself into belief. Because the words, right, are power. The power of life and death is in the tongue. So if I'm saying these things, I'm either speaking life or I'm speaking death. There is no in between. It's good. We said, man, scared of debts. As Martin said, I'm starting an economic evangelism university within the next 30 days. Jerome said, in 2020, I'll be debt free. I live within a budget. Finish strong. Even if you started weak, doesn't matter. Finish strong. Now is the time. What do you bring to the table, people? What's something that you can use? Comments below. I'd like for you to share something that you learned today. I don't do this just to do this. I do this to make a difference. And I hope here today on the New Black Wall Street, here today on Money Talks and Bullshit Walks, I hope we help get rid of some bullshit. Yeah, we got some BS that's running up through us sometimes, and we need to actually just be honest, deal with it, and get rid of it. I'm basically asking you, was this worth your time and why? Share that in the comments below. And as you do, guys, I know I talk faster than you type. I'd like to share with you guys our sponsor for today. Again, the Black Billionaires Club, right? Not only is it a book, guys, it's actually a club that you can choose to join. And when you choose to join, you get to get connected. I think the most important, the most valuable part about our club, although I can talk about the business development, the personal development, the financial literacy, the investment club that we got, the real estate group that we're creating, all that good stuff. The most important, the most valuable part of our club is the people. See, when you get connected with the right network, when you get connected with a prosperous network, you can't help but be prosperous. Your network, or the people that you hang around, the people that you associate with, the people that you communicate, whether it be in your local area or here online, is your net worth. And ask yourself, am I employing assets into my life, or I'm employing liabilities? What's a liability? Someone who takes but never gives. Too many of us have accepted these takers in our life, and they do nothing but take all day. Never give. You start asking, well, what value do you bring into my life? If you hear crickets, because they don't bring any value to your life. They're only in your life for them to get some value out of you. Go to the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com. That's right, theblackbillionairesclub.com. Click on the tab up above that says join the club. You have an opportunity for as little as $10 a month, which most people pissed away 10 times over this weekend. And you get connected with people that can help you accomplish your goals and to build your dreams. You're the smartest person in the room. It says it's time for you to find a new room. My question to you, beautiful people, is it time yet? Is it overdue yet for you to find a new room? Well, we believe the Black Billionaires Club is that room for you. Also, about ERGJ Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric marketplace. Again, check us out at ERGJBlackBazaar.com. That's right, ERGJBlackBazaar.com. Go ahead and check out some cool gifts for the holidays, all Black art inspired Afrocentric stuff. By simply going to the website, www.ergjblackbazaar.com, www.ergjblackbazaar.com. All right, guys, let's see what you guys are typing in the comments there, and then we'll wrap this thing up. He says here, Mr. Marketer said, man, monetizing my talents is at the top of my list for 2019 going into 2020. What's going on with you, man, Mr. Cannon? What's going on? Selena Smooth said to use my words of positive affirmation daily to continue to pull. That's what I'm talking about. There you go, girl. Already. See, that's right there. I can see what you wrote, that confidence was already built. Because you said, I'm going to pull myself forward. Now you know you done went somewhere when you start pulling yourself forward. You ain't waiting on nobody to come pull you forward. You pull yourself forward. Miss Pretty said, I've learned I have a great talent and I'm not alone on the road to prosperity. No, you ain't on the road. You ain't alone. You remember what I'm saying? When you watched the movie The Wiz, it was 5 of them going up the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road together. You read said, man, I'm also grateful to get the truth in the BBC. Miss Gardner says, good morning, BBC. Yes, you have to follow people with a track record and not ones with just mouth. Absolutely. Now, Instagram, we're going to lose you in about 15 seconds because we're at our hour They only give us an hour to go live. So again, you can follow us across all different platforms, ERGJ Enterprises, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You want to get all the fullness of what we do. But hey, man, have a wonderful day. Hey, Mark Daniels said, associated with those who are interested in thinking and doing things different helps inspire you to want more for yourself. Right? Associating with those who are interested in thinking and doing things differently helps inspire you to want more for yourself. Absolutely, man. Oh, my goodness. That's such a powerful statement. Well, my beautiful people, I want to say thanks so much for tuning in to today's show, New Black Wall Street, and our presentation on Money Talks and Bullshit Walks. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, and we invite you to join the Black Billionaires Club. I want to say thanks so much for your support and all that you do. BBC, get ready. The third annual Black Billionaires Club extravaganza is coming down the pipe. And we're going to be launching this year the Young Black Billionaires Club. Oh, man, I can't wait to talk and get with the babies. Oh, whew. Man, I've been looking forward to this for 10 years. And it's finally, it's here. Let's see, you got a couple more comments. Okay. Helping guys, people develop more money. Okay. So these guys said, I make it happen in my life. Depends on it. Thanks for keeping me motivated. Thank you for your work you're doing. Hey, guys, I want you to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, people. Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God, that's more than enough. It's time to get up, to get out, and go get something. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We will see you all there at the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.